A family is parked in a neighborhood in Buenos Aires, Argentina, when suddenly they notice something very odd in the house across the street.
Ahí empezó rápido el agua. Va. Ahí empezó.
No, no es normal eso.
No.
Ahí paró.
Vení, chao.
Something that looks like a person appears to quickly move back and forth across a room on the second floor. The mysterious figure seems to move at an inhuman speed and quickly changes direction. It seems to move without effort, almost as if it is floating past the window.
Porque no es como que camina, como que se desliza.
Sí, porque no es que sube y baja así del...
The family dog is very anxious and pants as the family watches the window, trying to figure out just what it is that they are seeing. So, what do you think this is? Moving back and forth at such fast a speed? Let me know. Watcher, German urban explorer Toby from the YouTube channel Unknown World is traveling through Sweden when he finds an old abandoned house in the middle of the woods. It's getting late, but Toby decides to investigate the creepy old house. It does not go well.
Is somebody in here? Do you speak English? Jag talar inte svenska. Oh mein Gott. Ach du Scheiße. Ach du Scheiße. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott. Oh Scheiße. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott. Das kann doch nur ein Mensch gewesen sein. Ach du Scheiße.
As Toby looks inside one of the bedrooms, he spots someone on his thermal imaging camera who is just staring right back at him. Understandably, Toby is freaked out. He quickly makes a run for it out of the house and drives away. Later, when Toby uploads his video to his YouTube channel, viewers point out that the creepy stranger might have been watching him even before he entered the house.
Wollen wir erstmal durch die Wärmebildkamera gucken, ob wir hier eventuell jetzt schon etwas sehen. So, ja. Das sieht jetzt natürlich nicht so vertrauenserweckend aus. Laut Wärmebildkamera ist es an den ganzen Öffnungen vom Haus sehr viel wärmer als draußen. Zumindest laut den Farben. Gucken wir jetzt aber mal explizit, sehen wir, An den Kaltstellen sind es 7 Grad und an den warmen sind es 9. Das heißt, es könnte eventuell auch ein Trugschluss sein. Ich werde jetzt hier erstmal gucken.
Now, I think it's safe to say that going into an abandoned house all by yourself is always a bad idea. Not because of ghosts, but because of something scarier and much more dangerous. Real people who might be inside and who really don't want you there. Thankfully, Toby made it home safe, but this disturbing situation could have turned out much worse. Play dead. Trent Williams is away on a trip with a friend, staying at an old Airbnb cabin on a scanty Atlas Lake in upstate New York. Once they arrive, the two friends realize that the cabin has a pretty dark history.
Okay, I usually do not, or I never have believed in like haunted stuff, okay? But I'm out at Skinny Atlas Lake, the Fingers Lakes in upstate New York. And the Airbnb I'm staying at, the guy did say, just FYI, we do have people say that they hear a piano play at night. And I thought it was bullshit. And I swear to God, I've heard it. It plays. There's a walk over here. So in case I die, I have a documentation of it, okay? It's an old house. It's on a beautiful lake though. But I did find out the guy who owns the place, daughter died in a car wreck. And her ashes are on the piano. God, I get chills. But that's the piano. And it plays at night, and it freaks me out. I have chill bumps just being in this room. I do not get a good vibe.
With a creepy story like that, it's no wonder that the two guys get a little bit freaked out when late at night they start to hear random keys playing on the piano in the living room.
Yeah, I can't do this shit. It's so scary.
No, you go in there with me.
Yes. You have to go first.
You stay behind me. You. It keeps playing, I swear. No, dude, I'm not going up in that. It's this piano, I swear to God it is. No, dude, you got me up. If I die, I swear, I will. Oh, God. Dude, no.
When you first watch the video, you might think, oh well, no big deal, that could easily be faked. But here is what makes this video so compelling. When you look closely, the played piano key is actually pressed down by something. Now, this is not to say that this footage is proof of the paranormal, but it does make this video much harder to fake. So, could this creepy Airbnb cabin be haunted by the spirit of the owner's daughter, or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide.
Dude, no.
Rude Awakening, who wishes to remain anonymous, is hanging out at her friend's house. The girls were freaked out when they noticed something very odd. A few plastic packages of candle melt suddenly seemed to be moving on their own. One of the girls quickly whips out her camera and tries to record this strange activity, but then it just stops. However, the girl keeps recording as they impolitely try to convince whatever spirit might be present to continue moving the packages. And then this happens.
So let's just continue talking and then hopefully. What do you guys mean? I don't know. No, it's not gonna do it. For real?
No, you don't know that.
What are you gonna do?
Alex.
When they gently try to convince their quote-unquote poltergeist to move the plastic containers, it doesn't work. So one of the girls turns into a potty mouth and the ghosts don't like it.
No, it's not gonna do it. For real?
No, you don't know that.
What are you gonna do?
Alex.
An elderly man with no living relatives was living alone in an old apartment building somewhere in Japan. A few months ago, the man, whom we'll call Mr. A, suddenly began to exhibit very strange behavior, complaining to his landlord that there was, quote, a strange woman in his home trying to take his life. The landlord was worried about Mr. A's mental health and advised him to see a doctor, but instead, Mr. A vowed that he would collect proof that what he was experiencing was very real. Not long after, Mr. A tragically took his own life, so Mr. A's landlord inspects his apartment and finds several videotapes recorded on a very old camera. Out of curiosity, he watches the tapes, and what he sees chills him to his core. This terrifying footage was recorded one day before Mr. A's death. A bizarre distorted figure can be seen in the reflection of the dresser mirror. The landlord now wonders if Mr. A truly did experience something paranormal inside his apartment. The landlord contacts the Japanese ghost hunting team, Oki, and paranormal investigator, Hiro, sets out on a solo overnight investigation into the allegedly haunted apartment. Eventually, Hiro finds the room that can be seen on the disturbing videotapes. The investigator finds the dresser seen in the old camera footage, but the mirror is gone. A few hours later, Hiro finally finds the missing mirror. What happens next is downright creepy. As the hero is cutting zip ties and carefully unwrapping the mirror, someone suddenly rings the apartment doorbell. There is no one there. But did you see it? Hiro is completely unaware that he's being watched as he's unpacking the mirror, and the figure watching him looks exactly like the disturbing entity from Mr. A's grainy home video. Hiro tries using Mr. A's old camera in an attempt to capture anything resembling what Mr. A recorded the day before his death. What happens next is terrifying. Hiro finds another tape dumped in the trash. But again, did you see it? When slowed down for just a few frames of the footage, two little pale hands can be seen pressed against the floor right beside Hiro. He doesn't even notice and is still completely unaware of the entity that seems to be watching and following him. Hiro decides to watch the tape that he recovered from the trash, and it makes his blood run cold. The camera seems to spin around by itself before the same weird distorted face can be seen peeking out at the very bottom of a doorway. Creeped out by the footage, Hiro decides to leave. He thinks that he didn't capture any kind of proof that Mr. A's apartment is haunted, but when he reviews his footage later, he realizes that the entire time he was in the apartment, the same entity was watching him. You can see this entire investigation over on the YouTube channel Oma Toy Film.